Hey everybody, this is my review of episode 3 of Next Gen NYC, and I'm actually proud of myself because we're doing the review on time. The episode just aired last night, and look, we're here already, trying to get them numbers up. So let's see what they're doing today. So we start the episode recapping everything that happened at the bar in Brooklyn. Brooks called Ava, letting her know that Charlie is still making jokes about fucking his sister. And not for nothing, Brooks, you need to start standing up for yourself because you a grown ass man. You can't keep having these girls fight your battles for you. But anyway, Ava goes to Charlie's apartment and they talk about what happened. Charlie says that he was going to fight Ariana's boyfriend. We then get a confessional with OnlyFans Dylan saying that men become best friends after they fight and how he beat the shit out of some dude one time, had blood all over his knuckles, and now they're good friends. And the producer goes, "You can't be fighting and messing up that face because that's how you make your money." And Dylan is like, "No, I make my money with my body." And not for nothing, I looked him up on LPSG and I saw the evidence. It's okay. I wouldn't pay for it personally, not really my demographic, but good for him. So now Brooks is golfing with his dad. It looks like they're at Chelsea Pier. And we find out that Brooks has a boyfriend. The boyfriend lives between Austin, Texas and Los Angeles, California. Brooks is obviously in New York, so this is a long distance relationship. We see them cleaning up the apartment. They're vacuuming appliances. Yeah. Brooks's dad asked him about his sex life, and Brooks is like, "I'm not talking about that with you." And I don't blame him because, as a fellow homosexual, I'm not discussing sex with my parents at all. Y'all don't need to know all of that. The ins and outs, y'all can't relate anyway because y'all are both heterosexual. Brooks brings up the whole Charlie Chloe thing again. We're in episode 3. Like, bro, come on. Let's wrap this up. And Brooks's dad, I don't know what the reaction was. He's like, "Oh, he sounds like me." So now we're over in Jersey. We're with Gia and Teresa. Teresa's talking about how she went and got her kitty cat lasered, but they forgot to numb her butthole, so now her butthole hurts. Gia wants to plan a pool party at the house and invite the cast over. And they're just gonna have some drinks. There's gonna be a psychic there. They're gonna make pizzas. It sounds like a good time. So hey, I wish I was invited. So Charlie is having lunch with his mother and some guy who I'm guessing is his mom's boyfriend. It said Liz's uncle. I don't know what that means. Who is Liz? But Charlie don't really have a good relationship with his parents. We saw his dad in the last episode. He seems emotionally unavailable. His mother just seems like an artsy fartsy free spirit who does whatever the fuck she wants and don't have time for them kids. We got the boyfriend talking about how the mother was dating the boyfriend's best friend and he had a 9-inch dick and I'm confused. So Charlie is talking about how he's pushing 30 and he still has no career path or anything. He basically just lives off his dad's money and he trades crypto all day. And his mother asked him what would a career bring to your life that you don't already have? And all I can see is just the outright privilege. Like this is just a rich kid who doesn't have to do shit, but he's depressed because I guess he doesn't have a sense of purpose. And then his mom is basically saying she said it without saying it, you have everything that anybody could ever want in life. You don't need a career. Just enjoy being rich with no responsibilities. And then she pulls up an old picture that he drew when he was a kid of him killing his father. This whole family, the red flags are everywhere. You got to stay away from them. So now we're at Brooks's apartment. He has his little sewing machine because he wants to be a fashion designer. He did a fashion show that only had one tracksuit. So, Sheree had a fashion show with no fashions. Brooks had a fashion show with one fashion. Shy comes over. Shy works a full-time job, but in his free time, he makes clothes. So he teaches Brooks how to use the sewing machine. In his confessional, he shows us a pair of pants he made out of curtains. And, Riley comes over. So now it's like a threesome. We just did a flashback scene where they all went to an art gallery to hang out with Georgia, then went to an after party, and like people just kind of left a little bit. Riley was kind of just left with Georgia. Georgia was drunk because she had 7 glasses of wine. She also lost her phone. I don't really know like what the point of that scene was, but we got it. So Brooks's dad is having lunch with Charlie. And it's a pretty laid back conversation. You can tell Brooks's dad is like a good guy. We also find out that Charlie, he got his bachelor's from Emory in Atlanta and got his master's from NYU. And then again, like everybody on this cast went to freaking NYU. It's like the NYU to Bravo pipeline. Brooks's dad tells Charlie that like he's proud of him for pursuing his education and whatnot. And we find out that Charlie's dad has never congratulated him or told him he was proud. He's just like not available emotionally. He's available financially, and that's about it. So that's a big difference. We also talk about Dylan. Charlie says that Dylan is bisexual, so he ends up having a little bit more sex than he does because, he's got more options. And then he corrects it to saying he's pansexual. Brooks's dad says he's working his way up to pansexuality, but don't tell his wife. I'm sure that was just a joke, but in every joke, there's a little bit of truth to it. Mm. So the cast is like in a little party bus headed to Gia's house for the pool party. And they bring up something that happened at the art gallery after party. So basically Charlie and Dylan like had some female friends that they were like off hanging out with. And the female friends were being a bit rude, like they didn't introduce themselves to anyone. Riley, notably. So Riley like just walks up to them. She introduces herself and she's like, "Yeah, you guys didn't introduce yourself or anything." And I guess Charlie is writing it off as Riley having like an attitude or something. And they played the clip. It was a polite conversation, if you ask me. But it looks like Riley was a bit triggered because like, don't have me out here looking like the angry black girl and I just scare all the white girls away. Like, no. And I like that Riley stood up for herself and is like standing on business here. I'm still at the beginning of the scene, but like she got a bit emotional. I don't know, like her and Ava are the only black people on this cast. I don't want this to be like them being ganged up on by the white people. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm glad that she addressed it immediately. Again, round of applause to Riley for standing up for herself. Charlie is an asshole. Like, she's peeping all the microaggressions. Like, Candy, you did a great job raising your daughter. I like that she's, handling this. So they get to Gia's house, and Ariana brought her own laundry because she's living in a hotel, and it's really expensive to do laundry there. So she's going to do her laundry at, at Gia's house. I'm not mad at it. So Riley calls Candy and she tells her what happened. And, Candy, of course, fully backs Riley up. She tells her that she loves how she was able to stand up for herself. And, Charlie needs to learn how to deal with black women because you're not going to be out here doing all of this and just mocking her. That was disgusting. So Charlie pulls Riley to the side and he apologizes to her. Um, it didn't really feel genuine to me, and I'm glad it didn't feel genuine because 2 seconds later, he sits down with Georgia and says that he's not really sorry. He just said it just to say it, and that Riley should be happy that he just said the words. The feeling shouldn't matter because you can't make him feel something that he doesn't really feel. So it gets back to Ava that Charlie faked his apology. Ava goes back and tells Riley. Riley is upset, of course. And then Charlie comes back and like he goes, "Well, isn't that what you wanted?" Like Charlie genuinely does not see what he did or said that was wrong. And this is really bothering me. I'm also kind of side-eyeing Ava because are you going to keep being friends with him? Because Ava and Charlie already have like their own friendship. And it looks like this is Ava's first time seeing this behavior, or at the very least, her first time acknowledging this behavior, but this is not good. The episode ends with Charlie leaving the party early. The psychic tries to give him a reading, he declines. And that's pretty much it. It was a good episode. Again, I'm locked in. I'm enjoying this. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that stuff. That's it, y'all. Have a good one.